na ɛwɔ sɛ foforɔ nso.
You know, in Ghana, and I have been around for a long time, people vote for a variety of reasons. For a variety of reasons. And yes, the economy is a factor, but I don't think it's the domineering factor at all.
Really?
I tell you, in Ghana, there's a lot of sentiments. You know, it's how you relate to people, how you respect the Ghanaian. And that's why I expect our communicators, those who represent the party, the political appointees, the ministers, to be humble. They should take a leave from the leader, the new leader, be humble, sometimes acknowledge when we are at fault, and then win the trust of people. There's no, you shouldn't talk down on people. Sometimes I've listened to people speak, and sometimes the power makes you feel like you're floating. They've got to get their feet firmly planted on the ground. This is going to be a tough election. In Ghana, elections are always going to be tough. It's a two-party state. It came out of the UGCC, Kwame Nkrumah, CPP, and the rest of us, you know, the UP. So and we have quite similar strengths. Look at the parliament. It tells you. I'm always confident the MPP any day will do our 45, 46. The NDC will do the 41, 42. And there's a little spread that we always fight for.
Yeah.
But we are closer to getting the 50 all the time. In spite of all...
Even after 8 years?
Yes.
Where most elections, most governments after 8 years tend to drop by a significant percentage.
It is true, but I think this provides the opportunity of creating a new momentum, a new impetus. And I'm very hopeful that the flag bearer would offer the party that impetus, that energizing of the party base. Because it is the excitement and the enthusiasm of the base that wins you the elections. And that is why I think the polling station executives should focus on their work.
Would he have to clearly separate and let the people know that this is my vision and it's separate from the outgoing government's own? Would he have to dissociate himself from, say, the happenings within the current government to succeed?
Look, let me tell you something. Let's not create the impression that the current government hasn't done anything positive. I don't subscribe to that. There have been shortcomings. There have been difficulties on different fronts. It's a fact. That's the reality that we face. It's a fact. And he, as a vice president, will have to carry some of that. At the end of the day, John Mahama would know more than most. He's been vice president and president. He knows there's a sea of difference in the two offices. So we've got to cut Dr. ßawumia some slack, okay? The buck doesn't stop with him. And in any case, there have been a lot of areas that we can be proud of as a government and areas that think we need improvement, okay? So I think it is his vision on how to cut the waste, to make sure that there's value for money on government contracts and procurement. That's where we are bleeding a lot as a country. And as a civil engineer, I know what I'm talking about. The cost of a kilometer of road in Ghana is about the most expensive on the African continent. It shouldn't be so. Whether we are getting value for money for our projects, whether contractors are being given strong defect liability periods to make sure that there's maintenance, whether we're going to create a maintenance culture in this country. Those are the things that I want to hear and see him do. You understand? So it is not so much the politicking. At the end of the day, once you win the confidence of the Ghanaian people, the hearts and the minds of the Ghanaian people, that you are calm enough, you have the emotional stability and the emotional intelligence to deal with the difficult situation we find ourselves as Ghanaians. And I think he has shown in this very tough electoral environment that he was able to withstand some of the strong jabs that were delivered.
By yourself included.
That's right, I know that, yes. I know that.
What's the relationship now?
I've always had a good relationship with Dr. ßawumia. When I was General Secretary, I used to pay him visits to him in Kanda.
They were not very excited that you said he came late to the party and that he's
I didn't say he came late. I was correcting.
Yes.
See, it's important that the media speaks the truth and provides the background to these things. You know, the statement, the question that was asked was very derogatory to the image of the party, as if to virtually blackmail us into electing him. And I said, no, you shouldn't say that. And that I think he's been here for 16 years. He's strong enough to go out there and campaign on his own steam. He didn't need all these chief executives massing around him. I think if you've been the running mate for this amount of times and been vice president,
since
you are strong enough, you've built enough, so allow him to win on his own steam. That was number one. Number two, I was just saying that for someone who came in at the time, and it is the fact, I was just clarifying things. In Ghana, when you are speaking the truth, we need to state history as it is. He himself said it. And it is a fact that in 2008, when President candidate Akufo-Addo introduced him, he was not a member of the party. But that's 16 years ago. 16 years ago was a whole generation. You understand? So it was not intended to attack him.
Yeah.
I never did. I like to correct history. He's not the only person I corrected. I corrected Kennedy Ejapong when he made certain claims about certain monies in 1992. You know, I think it's important that the truth should be our mantle as politicians.
No, I get your point, except that, I mean, I was asking whether or not, because people said you later on endorsed him.
Look, let me tell you.
Before the election, before the second round.
Yes.
You went out there to endorse him. I think it was at a ceremony of a sort.
I mean, he did me honor.
Okay.
By joining me to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the passing of my mom.
Oh, okay.
And we are Ghanaians. We have culture. Of course, at the end of it all, and I'm giving the vote of thanks, I prayed for his success.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
But that's tantamount to endorsement.
And what is wrong with that?
I'm
allowed to make a choice.
Yeah.
Okay, as a human being.
So why did you choose him over Kennedy Ejapong?
It is not for you to know.
No, but it's important that people get to know that.
No, it's not for you to know.
Because
I think what is important,
yes,
at the end of the day, everybody votes for a variety of reasons. Everybody votes
certainly
for a variety
yours will be
of
interesting
reasons.
to many of us.
Yes, but I like to keep it to myself.
It's an interesting point. Now, I want you to be open with me on this question.
Which one?
The question to do with the candidature of Kennedy Ejapong. There are political scientists that have asserted that candidates like Ejapong, some even compare him to Donald Trump and all of that, come in when there is crisis, when there is some form of when people cannot trust a political structure to deliver the goals it's supposed to deliver. He did well. He performed very well.